What's going on, guys? T-Mart here. In the most recent Advanced Warfare patch, there was actually a little bit of weapon balancing going on. So I wanted to go through and let you guys know what happened because one of the kings of this game, the ASM1, actually received a pretty significant nerf, which is kind of a big deal. So let's take a look at what exactly happened. So there are 4 weapons affected by this weapon balancing. There's the MK14, the PyTick, and the EPM3. All 3 of those things got the buff. They all were kind of improved. And then finally, the 4th weapon is the ASM1, and that thing got a nerf. It was made a little bit worse than it was before. So let's take a look at the buffs. So starting off with the MK14, this thing received an increase to its headshot damage multiplier up to 2.9. So that's actually a pretty big deal. Like, if you're, especially at medium and long range, if you're getting headshots with the MK14, it's going to kill people a lot faster. So if you're accurate and you can go for headshots, that thing's going to be pretty good now. Now, next up, the PyTick. This one probably has the biggest buff out of everything. This thing has a decreased initial recoil and a decreased aim down sights time. So right when you first start firing at the very start of your magazine, that recoil there is going to be decreased, which is actually a pretty big deal because LMGs, you guys know, they bounce around a lot at first and then they kind of settle down and become laser machines. So this doesn't have as much bouncing around at first, which is pretty useful. And then also, you can aim down sights faster now, so it's not quite as slow, and that's definitely going to help you win gunfights as well. So the PyTick now is a force to be reckoned with. I would definitely check that out if you guys have some time. And then finally, the EPM3. This thing, you never really see it. I never really use it. It's good in hardcore, but that's about it. But it received an increase in its headshot damage multiplier up to 2.9, kind of like the MK14. Then it also had a decrease in the heat buildup when firing, so you can spray this thing for a little bit longer. But still, I feel like it's a pretty weak weapon, and it's definitely not one of my favorites. I don't know if I could ever really recommend this thing over some of the other weapons in the game. Now, finally, last but not least, the one thing I know all of you guys want to know about: what happened to the ASM1? Well, don't worry, the damage wasn't decreased, the range wasn't decreased, nothing like that. What was decreased was the magazine size. So it used to be 45 rounds, and now it's down to 35 rounds, which is a 22% decrease. It's 10 bullets, and while that doesn't really sound like too big of a deal, that's actually pretty significant. Like, the ASM1 is this weapon that, everybody uses. Obviously, you see it all over competitive and stuff like that because you can run around with it. It's an SMG, so you have full sprint speed. You can aim down sight quickly, it kills quickly at close range, and it had a big magazine to where you could take out, 3, 4, maybe even 5 people sometimes without reloading, and that was one of its big, kind of draws to it. But now, not so much. 35 rounds in a mag isn't really all that great, so you're gonna have to be a little bit more careful with it and make sure that you have time to reload, which is kind of a big deal. And that also makes the speakeasy a lot more valuable now because it's got that round drum mag, and you're gonna have a lot more ammo in your magazine to be able to take people out. So if you guys have a speakeasy, you're sitting pretty. That thing's even better now, which is kind of cool. So yeah, there you guys have it. That's just the new patch to Advanced Warfare. There's some other stuff, like in-game fixes and bug fixes and stuff like that, but those weapon balancing things were kind of the main thing that you guys should be concerned about. So let me know what you guys think about this. Is there a weapon that was buffed that you're really looking forward to using? Like I said, the PyTick is probably going to be pretty good now, and then also the ASM1. What do you guys think? Are you still going to use it, or what are you thinking? Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you all later. Check out these screens seen yet. I've got a bunch of other Black Ops 3 videos coming later today, so make sure you guys check them back, and peace out.